It's a place where, it seems, history is around every corner. Now an archaeological dig is underway beside Londonderry's famous walls to unearth what's beneath the surface. It's the biggest excavation in the city in over a decade, and members of the public are also being given the chance to help unearth some of its history. We sent our correspondent Gareth Wilkinson along to find out what secrets lie beneath our feet.
Scraping back the centuries, layer by layer, delving deeper and deeper down into Derry's past. This archaeological dig along Naylor's Row in the Bogside is on a site of huge historical significance, right beside the city's walls, built over 400 years ago, an excavation led by experts from Queen's University.
So we're standing around here now?
Yeah, and this looks like a ditch.
The focus is on locating that 17th century town ditch and unlocking long buried secrets.
It's all part of finding out about the history of one of the most historic towns in Ireland.
What might you find in there?
Well, we're hoping for the ditch, and we're hoping for evidence of Naylor's Row. And Naylor's Row is shown on maps from the 1780s onwards. We may find prehistoric material, may find medieval material, but it's a chance for local people to engage with their own heritage.
It's community archaeology in action, the public given a chance to take part, but to touch history, you have to get your hands dirty.
In archaeology, we're taught that it's not a diggy, it's a scrapey.
It's actually a scrape?
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
scrapes. So what we do is we just scrape back the dirt in one direction.
Yeah.
And we're trying to see if we spot anything throughout the way.
It's exciting.
It is, it really is.
Yeah. To think what you might uncover.
I know, and what you will uncover,
I
hopefully.
mean, it's a bit like digging through time, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. What have you uncovered so far?
So far, I'll show you in this
Yeah.
wee tray, a bullet casing.
Wow. And when do you think that came from?
Probably 70s period.
70s.
Yeah.
And like the troubles were raging around this area.
Yeah.
Like if we're only in the 70s now, how long is it going to take us to dig to the 17th century?
A long way to
Okay,
go.
keep digging there.
It's a dig where the past meets the future.
Do you see the way it's kind of curved like that?
Yes.
Local school children invited to discover what went before, but not everything is archaeological gold.
Have you found anything yet?
Yeah, I found some few stones and a worm.
Found an old 20p
You found an old 20p.
and some pottery.
It's really interesting.
What are you liking about it?
I'm liking the how there's so much things buried underground that no one's really discovered before.
Is it exciting?
Yeah.
What's so good about archaeology?
Oh, you get to play around in the muck all day and find history. It's so much more than you can learn in the schoolroom. You can be able to touch history, be able to actually get your hands on it, learning their own history, their own heritage. And that's really quite magical, I think.
Terraced housing along Naylor's Row was demolished in the late 1960s and early 70s. Artefacts from this period, the first to be found. But the longer this 2-week dig continues, the further back in time it goes. The last archaeological dig in a nearby car park on the other side of the walls unearthed ancient skeletons and evidence of the city's origins, a 6th century settlement. That was 11 years ago. Queen's University have been invited to dig again by the Friends of the Derry Walls Heritage Group, and this time they're enlisting the help of some enthusiastic volunteers.
I've been really excited. I found a tiny wee piece of pottery. It's like probably from the 1960s.
Wow.
You could probably still buy it up in the antique shop, but I found a wee piece of it, like so.
But you just never know what's
You
coming next.
never know what's coming once we get underneath these layers.
Why did you volunteer?
Isn't it cool to be part of history, to see what was here before us? Nice to get an understanding of what there was, so it's really cool.
A time team on a mission to unearth history hidden deep underground for so long.